Southwest Florida's #1 primetime newscast, Fox 4 News at 10.
Tonight, from on top of the political world.
I'm proud to have won by a decisive victory. I'm proud and I'm humbled.
To facing a federal drug charge. Just a year after Southwest Floridians send Trey Radel to Washington.
I will continue doing exactly what I have done.
The Republican congressman is charged with possession of cocaine, calling it an extremely irresponsible choice. And Southwest Florida Republican Congressman Trey Radel is due in federal court at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in Washington, D.C.
He was arrested nearly a month ago on October 29th, but he never mentioned a word about it. He's charged with cocaine possession.
It's just now coming to light in the media because the charges were only formally filed this afternoon. The crime carries a maximum of 6 months in jail and a fine of up to $1,000.
In a statement to Fox 4, Radel says, quote, "I'm profoundly sorry to let down my family, particularly my wife and son and the people of Southwest Florida. I struggle with the disease of alcoholism, and this led to an extremely irresponsible choice. As the father of a young son and a husband to a loving wife, I need to get help so I can be a better man for both of them."
He goes on to say, quote, "In facing this charge, I realize the disappointment my family, friends, and constituents must feel. Believe me, I am disappointed in myself, and I stand ready to face the consequences of my actions. However, this unfortunate event does have a positive side. It offers me an opportunity to seek treatment and counseling. I know I have a problem and will do whatever is necessary to overcome it, hopefully setting an example for others struggling with this disease. Please keep my family in your prayers."
So why did the congressman keep his arrest a secret from you for nearly an entire month? That's what some of those who campaigned for him are asking tonight.
4 in your corners, Gabrielle Saran is live outside his office in Cape Coral with more. Gabrielle?
Patrick, this is one of Congressman Radel's 2 offices in Southwest Florida. He has another one in D.C., all because those who believe in him work for him tirelessly. But tonight, after he was caught buying cocaine, those supporters are crushed.
They did. I think it was, something that was kept quiet.
For a year, Matt Hurley helped to get Trey Radel elected to Florida's 19th district. He's sharing this picture book of life on the trail.
There was times where I would be with him from, 5 o'clock in the morning until, 11 o'clock at night, and I never saw any indication of drug use or any form of, over-the-top alcohol abuse.
But according to court documents, the feds busted the freshman Republican in a drug sting 3 weeks ago. He faces a misdemeanor cocaine charge and will go before a judge Wednesday morning.
People of Southwest Florida, this is a catastrophe we just didn't need.
But despite the black eye for the congressman, Hurley shies away from what Radel should do next. Should he step down?
I think it's way too early to make a decision like that. I know for a fact that Trey has a good heart. It's sad. See what happens.
Again, Radel's arraignment is tomorrow in D.C. at 9 in the morning. He faces up to 180 days in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. We're working this story and we'll bring you the latest information as we get it. Live in Cape Coral, Gabrielle Saran, Fox 4, in your corner.
Now, if you're surprised to hear the congressman is only charged with a misdemeanor instead of a felony for cocaine possession, you're not alone. 4 in your corner investigator Dave Culbreth, who was the first reporter in Southwest Florida to break that the feds were involved in this, is standing by tonight to explain what else he dug up about the case against Radel. Dave.
Emily, we're hearing that Radel was caught in a joint operation by the FBI and DEA. And a Washington television station is quoting inside sources as saying that he's charged with buying cocaine from an undercover agent in the DuPont Circle neighborhood on October 29th. And that later that night, the feds went to his apartment and informed him that he would be facing criminal charges related to his purchase of cocaine, and his dealer identified him as a congressman. So how does all this happen? We asked, arguably, the most experienced prosecutor in Southwest Florida tonight.
But I know if you got DEA and FBI involved in a sting in Washington, it's something supposedly pretty big going on.
Joe D'Alessandro was the chief prosecutor in Southwest Florida for 3 decades. He knows prosecuting and offered his thoughts when asked about Radel's arrest.
I would surmise that it wasn't a traffic stop. It wasn't running a red light or something where someone would search his, maybe have an opportunity to search his car.
So I asked him, if it wasn't anything routine, what does he think it was?
I was thinking he was either in the wrong place at the wrong time to get caught, or he was in a situation where there was some type of operation going on by law enforcement to catch people.
Where they were looking at him as a target or someone near him?
Someone else. I do not know the answer to that.
Radel's scheduled to go before a federal judge in D.C. where the details are supposed to come out. But however Radel got caught up in this, D'Alessandro thinks there could be more to it.
They don't normally put the time, the effort, or the money into some minor offense. They're looking for a serious offense.
The charge against Radel is a misdemeanor, but remember, it is Washington, D.C. D'Alessandro says that had the alleged crime happened here, the outcome could be much different.
No, it's not a misdemeanor in Florida.
What is a third-degree felony, or what's the lowest?
Depending. Possession would probably be a third-degree felony here in Florida.
Minor correction, he's been charged, not arrested. There is a difference. And how can this affect Radel's future as a congressman? According to the Constitution, a congressman can face expulsion and be removed from office for disorderly behavior. It would take a 2/3 vote of Congress. It's only happened 5 times in U.S. history and twice in the last 100 years. Live, Dave Culperth, Fox 4 in your corner.
Now, another scandal in Radel's political history may seem minor by comparison. It was dubbed Domain Gate. During his campaign, he came under fire for buying domain names, some targeting his political opponents, others highly sexually explicit, some so vulgar that mainstream media won't print or air the names. He blamed the sex site names like Whorehouse and Sex Guide Online on employees of his now defunct web domain company. And he bought the website names of some of his political opponents and posted scathing criticisms of them. They called his tactics rather unethical, misleading, even sleazy at the time. And all new at 10, one of those opponents speaking out tonight. Fellow Republican Chauncey Goss finished second to Trey Radel in the GOP primary last year. During the campaign, Goss accused Radel of, quote, being creepy and stalkerish when he bought the domain names chaunceygoss.com and chaunceygoss.net. Goss did not file any charges for so-called cyber squatting, but now Goss is questioning whether Radel, who missed 4 votes in the House of Representatives this week, is really serving you and other constituents.
I had hoped for much better out of Representative Radel. I understand that he has sickness, and I understand he's going to try and get some treatment for that, and I think that's admirable. My heart goes out to, obviously, to his family. This has got to be very difficult for them. In the meantime, this country's got some huge challenges in front of it, and we need serious representation from Southwest Florida.
Now, Goss would not comment on whether he might seek the congressional seat next year or sooner, should it become available. Radel's term expires in a little less than a year, and he's already held a number of re-election fundraisers. Our coverage of the drug charge against Southwest Florida Congressman Trey Radel continues throughout this newscast.
That's right. Still to come tonight, how the congressman has previously voted on drug crime laws in Congress.
Plus, what he was tweeting and posting on the day he was busted and what he's been saying in social media since then.
We're also focusing on the family he mentions in his statement. His wife, former Fox 4 anchor Amy Wegman, who campaigned for him, and their toddler son, who will soon turn 2.
The man who held that congressional seat before him and endorsed him, fellow Republican Connie Mack, also going to speak about the arrest, as well as House Speaker, Republican Majority Leader John Boehner, also weighing in. Meanwhile, we want you to weigh in. Radel is supposed to work for you in Washington. As you heard, he's missed the votes in the House this week. Do you think the congressman should have told you about this a month ago when he was busted? And what do you want him to do next? Call us with your answer at 239-206-FOX4. You can also share your opinions online when you go to fox4now.com. This is also where we are posting every new piece of confirmed information we get on this case in real time for you. And don't forget, our coverage on air continues in just minutes.